Hey friend, thank you so much for signing up to Beyond the Breath. I'm looking forward to seeing you in person very soon, but before then I'm going to ask you to watch this video. In this video I'm going to share what I would normally share at the start of a public group session, and that way if everyone watches this we can get straight into the musically guided breathwork and meditation without having to cover some of the practical things first. Doors open at 6:20, so I'm going to strongly encourage you to arrive early, get cozy and settled before the doors are closed again and locked at 6:35 p.m. so there's no interruptions. Then we'll begin the session with a guided meditation, and it's going to be guided musically with an instrument called the Rav drum. The Rav drum is a melodic percussive instrument, and I'll set a tempo where you'll be invited to breathe fully in and then let it go, and we'll start focusing on the different senses in the body. Smell on the inhale, taste on the exhale. Start paying attention to what we can hear, what we can feel, feeling the sense of the breath in the body just as it moves passively before moving into a phase of more active conscious breath work. I'm going to continue guiding this with the Rav drum, and I'm going to set a tempo that is going to be a little bit faster. I'm going to invite you to breathe more fully in and let it go, fully in and let it go. And then at the end of about 30 breaths in this slightly faster rhythm, I'm going to invite you to hold your breath at the top of an inhale and at the bottom of an exhale, and we can repeat that process 3 times. The purpose of this is to quiet the active part of your mind. So an expected sensation from this may be a sense of stillness, and other physiological sensations that you might expect are tingly hands and feet, sometimes even the lips and the nose. Basically any areas with lots of capillaries and nerve endings that you'll really feel the capillaries opening and closing as your blood chemistry changes. You might even get a slight sensation of cramping in the hands as your blood becomes temporarily alkaline through this more heavy breathing. All of those sensations are absolutely safe, but if any of them feel uncomfortable, all you need to do to feel more normal is breathe in a more normal way. It's as simple as that, and you're always in control of your breath. So anything that I'm inviting you to do is only an invitation. You follow along as much or as little as you want. And even though I'm going to be setting the same tempo for everyone, you get to decide with how much intensity you breathe along at that tempo. So you can imagine one person breathing gently in and out through the nose at a certain tempo, but in the same tempo someone could be taking big deep breaths fully in, letting it go, and that person is going to get a much more intense experience. And there isn't one or the other that's right or wrong. You'll know yourself on the evening. Just feel into it, breathe along, and you can always change the tempo or how deeply you breathe to the tempo that's being set, and explore, have fun with it. And then after we do 3 rounds of guided breath work in that way with the Rav drum, then we're going to shift into a phase of the session where there'll be more music added into the space and supported with live instruments like goat skin drums, rainmakers, shakers, singing bowls, tingchas, and that is going to be the phase of the session where you're invited to breathe even more intuitively. So there's not going to be a very specific tempo set. You can just listen into the music, find a beat, move your breath in the way that feels good. You can just carry on the same rhythm that we did together with the Rav drum if that's easier. And I might invite you to hold your breath in a couple of different ways between the different tracks. And then at the end of that, we'll land in a really gentle space where you can just be. The real purpose of activating breath work like this is to get back down to this really still space where the analytical part of your brain is quiet down. You're not devoting energy towards what's going to happen in the not too distant future. You're not ruminating on the past. You're just there. And in that time, I'll also play some of the different instruments that you can just bliss out to. And then we'll land even more gently, starting to come back to the room with a little bit of music on the guitar, and we'll share tea, snacks, and have the opportunity to meet the like-minded others that come to and enjoy a session like this. So there are a few contraindications to this kind of breath work, and I'm going to bring them up on the screen now so you can pause and read through. If you have any concerns, just get in touch and let me know. I'll be able to offer some adaptations so that everyone will be able to take part in the session safely. I think that pretty much covers everything in the session itself. So what about beforehand? I'm going to ask you not to eat anything too heavy for a couple of hours leading up to the session. I'm going to ask you to go to the bathroom just beforehand, and there are toilets at the venue, so you can just go to the bathroom before you come up and get settled into the space that we all share together. It's better than crossing your legs at some point halfway through the session. And you're going to need to bring a yoga mat. We do have some extra, but not enough for everyone. Your body temperature can fluctuate quite a lot during the session, so I would say get real cozy. Maybe bring a layer that you can take off or put on. Bring a blanket, a little pillow if that's more comfy for your neck than just lying flat on the yoga mat. Some people like to bring eye shades. And another thing that could be really helpful is a reusable mug. So if you have one of those, bring it along. It'll save us some washing up, and it's really good and sustainable, so we don't end up using a load of paper cups. And I think that's about it. If you have any questions that I haven't covered in this video, just let me know and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I look forward to seeing you at Beyond the Breath.